Strong Island. Acknowledge.
Whoa. Hey, Drew, before we get into the tribal chief and the bloodline and all that jazzy poos, I was thinking, what do you bros acknowledge? Like, I acknowledge that Randy's my best friend. Acknowledge.
I acknowledge that.
Acknowledged.
I acknowledge that I still have Drew McIntyre's handprint on my chest from 2 years ago when I beat him for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Acknowledge. Yes, that did happen.
Acknowledge.
I acknowledge that you kicked me in the head first 4 times, and then I won back that WWE Championship.
Acknowledge.
But also remember, we also acknowledge to let bygones be bygones, and the past is the past. Acknowledge.
Acknowledged.
Oh, acknowledge. That was awesome.
Yeah. Riddle, the voice of reason.
I also acknowledge that Randy has the most muscular legs in WWE. Acknowledge. Yours are thicker, but Randy's are more, vascular.
Acknowledged.
I acknowledge that the sky is blue and the grass is green and that the Usos have had their lips permanently attached to Roman's ass for the last few years or so.
Acknowledge.
Big acknowledgement right there.
Acknowledge.
I acknowledge I've got all kinds of ideas and horrible things I want to do to the bloodline this Sunday, but we're a team. We're going to work in a game plan. This is going to be a joint decision.
Acknowledge.
That
one sparked up a chant here.
And we all acknowledge that Roman Reigns is the biggest piece of crap walking this damn earth.
How's it going, everybody? This is the wild child, Connor Hopkins, the handsome coyote in those damn coyotes. And you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introducing first, your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the grip wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ!
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land? Welcome to Sit Down Marks episode 63. Hello, AJ.
Hello. We're what am I doing with this?
It doesn't matter.
Primo, hello. How's it going?
Good. We're at episode 63. We are 66.6% of the podcast currently. Our heel host, Dirty Bird, is off doing heel shenanigans.
Like swimming and...
Swimming. Grown man swimming.
Yeah, it's silly. Like, first of all, why are you swimming against children? Second of all, if you lose against children, don't even bother.
Especially a bunch of little girls. You mean,
yeah.
When you're 6'4" and you lose to a bunch of little girls, there's no coming back from that.
His wingspan is taller than or longer than... They are. He's not actually swimming. He might be swimming. I don't know.
All kinds of family obligations. Welcome to Sit Down Marks, and welcome here to episode 63, the best kept secret in wrestling podcast. We want to thank our sponsors, Coastland Apparel and Jet Designs.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, Jet Designs, best in the business. Best if you want a stock car of some sort, custom made just for you, he can do it. He's good at it. If you want some good apparel, summer's coming up. Coastland Apparel will get you there. Hats, shirts, and the works.
They have no baby clothes, though. There's only one place you can get baby clothes.
That's right here, baby. If you will. Thank you to everybody. I know. It looks like you already had your Coastland and you're already out there with your sunburn.
I blame Iron Spirit. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I don't know why I was guessing that you were mowing the lawn or something, but
No.
I forgot you were at Iron Spirit.
Yeah. You know that thing that
Yeah.
had a show.
The thing I wasn't there for.
No, you sucker.
Thank you, everybody. Listen to all the podcast platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. And on SportzWire Online Radio Fridays at 6:15 Eastern Standard Time, right before the #1 Thomas Bryce Show and throughout the week. If you like the pod, please tell a friend and leave us a great 5-star review on whatever platform you listen from. So
You said fart.
yeah, you listen to it, give us a fart.
Yes. 2 farts. 5 farts.
So last
We
week,
earned it.
the Jukity Box, as we named it.
We're such children.
Yeah, we are. The Jukity Box played some Dude Love. Let's see what the Jukity Box has for us. Oh, great. Jukity Box with the pop of the pod. Guess what? Jukity Box.
Jukity box.
That is right. FTR. Thank you, Jukity Box. That's a good one. I really like that one.
I love FTR's entrance. It's so 80s action movie.
Yeah.
Like buddy action, like Tango and Cash.
Just
Like that sounds like it would play at the beginning of Tango and Cash.
at the beginning, or is it during the action montage?
Yes, both. It'll be a
Both?
callback to
Callback.
later. Yes.
All right. So, AJ, what do you have for us this day in wrestling history?
So, Primo and other marks. This day in wrestling history. If I can find my notes, here we go. On this day in wrestling history, again, I have like so much stuff on my screen right now. It's ridiculous. May 11th is today for all you stinky, smelly marks out there. In 1944, when our missing host just got back from World War II, was going to work in the fields or something. Frankie Taliber defeats the Great Mephisto. The Great Mephisto. Someone needs to bring that gimmick back. For the Midwest Wrestling Association World Junior Heavyweight title in Columbus, Ohio, ending Mephisto's second reign and beginning Taliber's third.
Taliber.
So, the Great Mephisto beginning his second reign. It's wonderful. In 1945, back when
the following year,
Dirty's Dirty's wife stopped working in the rivet factory and went back to, doing whatever it is they did before they worked in the rivet factory. Jules Strongbow, which is the only reason I mentioned this one because I like the name Jules Strongbow, defeats Hans Schnabel. Okay, I kind of like that one too.
Schnabel.
To win the Texas heavyweight title in Houston, Texas. So we have the old Schnabel versus Strongbow.
Is he related to Chief J?
Yes. Schnabel.
Schnabel.
We're going to move all the way to 1995 in the one and only singles match between Stunning Steve Austin and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Cool.
The I know, right? The one and only time.
Yeah.
They fought in the tournament for the vacant United States Championship, as apparently in WCW, that was like their biggest title holder was vacant.
Yeah.
And Macho Man, not of course, but he won. In 2015, back when old Primo there was sucking at his mama's teat.
In 2015,
I can make old jokes about, Dirty. I have to make a baby joke about
super
Primo.
young baby joke.
Yes. So year 7, apparently.
The year my daughter was born.
You and your daughter are the same age.
That's weird.
Yes. Due to injury on this day in 2015, Daniel Bryan officially retired. He vacated the Intercontinental Championship. They had won in the ladder match at WrestleMania earlier in the year and retired. Very sad.
Wow.
That's really sad. All I have. There was also a thing about Grandmaster Sexay in, I think it was 2002, maybe. Got caught at the Canadian border with like contraband or something like that. And then WWE was just like, all right, fuck off. You're fired. And then he didn't get brought back until like 2010. So Grandmaster Sexay also got fired today. And because of, he probably was bringing back like maple syrup from Canada. Like what from contraband? What contraband could you bring back from
just
Canada?
Just a leaf.
Whale blubber.
Yeah.
That is probably illegal to
whatever things they have in Canada.
Hockey.
Oh,
he's bringing back hockey. So they fired him. And that is what I have for this day in wrestling history. And again, no birthdays because we're kind of off birthdays since we've been doing this more than a year and we've been through all the birthdays.
I know. All the cool birthdays have already happened, so.
Yes. Now they're all just boring and dumb.
All right, Primo, what do you have for wrestling in the headlines? Well, thank you, Primo. What I have for wrestling in the headlines is, let's get to...
Nothing like a good news giggle.
That's right. Nothing like a good news giggle. Thanks, Primo, for that segue. Here in the headlines...
Just the fact that you're going to lead yourself all show is never not going to make me laugh for the next 2 hours, just so you're aware.
Oh, let's get started with AEW Grand Slam is going to be returning to Arthur Ashe Stadium this year. So that's pretty cool. Ring of Honor... Because
Arthur Ashe was a tennis player. Grand Slam, tennis.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Thinkers.
Grand Slam's a baseball term.
Tennis also, but we'll go with baseball.
You're right. ROH Acquisition Company in Jacksonville applied to trademark a new Ring of Honor logo, and by the way, it is hideous.
It's like
extremely basic, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like they just picked a font. And they're like, all right, well, let's go with
basically,
that one.
they chose standard like rectangle template and made it gray, and then put 3 letters over it.
Yeah, not even exciting letters. It's seriously like Courier New font.
They might have bolded it. That's a little bit.
Yeah, I think it is bold. Yes, terrible.
But yeah, it's not good. So hopefully they hear the fan response and change that.
Pull a Sonic the Hedgehog and be like, oh god, we need to.
They got bullied into
redesign
making
this
it better.
real fast.
Yeah. It was a good decision though.
Yes,
Via WWE's Twitter, as announced on WWE The Bump, due to injury suffered in what we will be talking about later during the Backlash recap, during the I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash, Charlotte Flair is out of action indefinitely.
We'll talk about it, but it's kayfabe injury, right? Maybe not.
I feel like it is, but I saw something like she might be going away to get married to Andrade.
Yeah. Andrade.
Yeah.
I also saw that.
You lucky duck.
Lucky duck.
And finally, Juice Robinson, formerly one half of FinJuice, signed a contract extension with New Japan Pro Wrestling and has also joined the Bullet Club.
Nice. I saw that and I was like, that's a good fit for Juice Robinson. New Japan, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because I remember, I don't even know, maybe not even a year ago, is FinJuice actually fighting against the Bullet Club. So,
and now he's a part of the Bullet Club.
You can't beat him, join him.
Full circle.
All right, and that is this day in wrestling headlines. Well,
should we talk about Roman Reigns or should we save that for later?
Go ahead.
Well, it's a lot to talk about.
It is.
I'm assuming. So, Roman Reigns, it's been speculated after he made like a complete face promo in New Jersey, I think is where they were, that they're speculating that he's going to be taking some time off. It's been reported. I think it was
like 10
Scott
weeks,
Zappa.
right?
Yeah, 10 weeks. Scott Sapp of Fightful Select, I think, reported 10 weeks. And I'm honestly, there's two sides to this, though, that I want to talk about. One, Roman Reigns is the only thing that company has going for it right now. And he's earned a break, I feel like. He's been
been grinding.
Yes, every day for the past, since he became Universal Champion however long ago, or WWE Champion however long ago. However, if he does go away for 10 weeks, WWE is fucked. Like they finally got their wish with Roman Reigns. They made him the biggest star in the company, one of the biggest stars in wrestling, period. But they did it at the expense of everyone else on that roster. There's no one else that could step in and take Roman Reigns' place right now. No one.
No. Like, it doesn't even, like, I like Cody, but it doesn't even feel right for him to do it. Like, No,
Cody Rhodes was getting booed in AEW 2 months ago.
Right, and he's, like, I just don't see anybody right now credible to take the titles off of him.
No.
And also, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, also, like, people are saying, maybe he's doing the Bruno Sammartino run, which is, like, 5+ years. In this current day and age, I don't see that happening. But, I mean, you got to really build somebody up to take it off him.
Yeah, and if this is, what's reported was true, then it's going to be soon, and there's no one. Like, Seth Rollins, maybe?
He's the one that I could see doing it, but they need to come back with the story that they did not finish at Royal Rumble.
Yes, they do, because that was just kind of left up in the air.
They obviously have great chemistry, and they could create. Yes. They already have an amazing story right there, and they're just not. They're like, it's like they're keeping it in their back pocket and not,
Yeah, and not pulling the trigger on it, which is going to cost them. I'm terrified that what they're going to do is put one of the belts on Cody and one of the belts on Drew McIntyre, and then I'm just going to be bored to tears.
I mean, I just hope if he takes the time off, honestly, I don't like not seeing the championships, but in this situation, I don't want them to go anywhere off of Roman. So
no, me neither. Like, if they need to be off TV for 10 weeks,
yeah, cool. So be it.
Like, whatever.
We know where they're at, and we know why they're there.
Yes, and it's not like he hasn't defended them 1,000 times and hasn't been on TV every single week, twice a week, a lot of the time, and is doing house shows. So, like, yeah. So I hope if he does take the time off, I hope they just leave the belts on him. Please.
All right. Let's get to our shout-out of the week. If you want to be a shout-out on the podcast, go ahead and DM us on Twitter at SitDownMarks. It's right there on the screen at SitDownMarks. This week's shout-out goes out to a friend of mine over here, fellow podcaster here in Virginia. It's none other than Mike from Mike World Order. He goes live on Twitch Wednesdays. Wednesdays is MWO Live at 8 p.m. and Thursdays you have Thirsty Thunder Thursday at 9 Eastern Standard Time. That's twitch.tv/Mike World Order. Go check him out. He shouted us out today. Thanks for the love, man. And he has great content as well. A fellow wrestling podcaster. Obviously, you can tell by the names. If you couldn't figure that out, then stop listening. But or keep listening.
Yeah.
Keep listening, and then you'll learn about wrestling. But no, thanks to Mike, and go check him out as well.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. That's awesome.
So, thanks for that shout out, Primo. Now we're gonna get to the segment of the week that we love. This is hard. How does Dirty do this every week?
I don't know. It's funny though.
We're gonna fuck this up.
Oh yeah, repeatedly, but it'll be like Eric's gonna listen. I'm sorry, TB's gonna fuck. TB's gonna listen and be like, "You two are morons. What are you doing? You're both fired."
Right. Oh my gosh! Apparently, I can't read and actually do it at the same time. So.
You didn't press buttons.
Right. All right. So let's get to AJ's segment of the week.
AJ's commercial. Although, now that he thinks about it, why do so many wrestlers make breakfast commercials? Of the week.
you make. Slow voice Primo. Oh my God. So, but it's valid. Why do so many wrestlers make breakfast commercials? This one has to do with a place called Humpty's.
Humpty's.
So let me paint a picture for you of this Humpty's commercial. We have Bret Hart in the ring, and he's at like a breakfast griddle. He's got his breakfast making implements, and this giant, terrifying looking egg has entrance music and everything, and comes into the ring, and apparently they're going to have a breakfast off. A breast off. The egg would win in the breast off. Excuse me. So they start making breakfast at each other
aggressively.
But apparently, yes, they aggressively make breakfast. But apparently, Bret Hart has never handled breakfast implements before. Like he has a spatula and like a fork, and he's like, and he just flings stuff all over the place. Yeah. And then Humpty, who again is a giant egg, makes this lovely omelet and is like, "Ooh, I have won the breakfast challenge." And then it cuts to the crowd, and Bret Hart's egg lands on someone's head.
Cannibal
and then and then afterwards, Bret Hart and Humpty, they're the best of friends. Like Bret Hart's like, Humpty, in his Bret Hart voice, because he's the least charismatic person ever. He says something like, "Oh, so we should make breakfast again, Humpty," or something. I don't know. But it's amazing because he battles an egg in breakfast. He's the never mind. It was gonna be an egg pun.
Well, if you want to check this commercial out, go check it out on YouTube. It's like late 90s breakfast commercial, Bret Hart or something like that. But here it is, if you want to hear it.
Think he's ready? I think he'll crack this guy out. Okay, guys, keep him clean. It's gotta be a ring-a-ding-dong dandy. Nice. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. What a move. He's airborne. Humpty's famous 4-egg omelets. Choose from 7 feature combinations. They're excellent.
Humpty, maybe we should be a tag team.
You're out of here.
We should be a tag team.
Humpty is over, by the way.
Humpty's very over. Bret Hart, he wasn't even a heel. He was just there. Didn't get booed or anything.
No,
but he's the excellence of execution.
I gotcha.
I want to punch myself in the tooth. Don't be sarcastic with me, Seth Rollins. I know when you're being sarcastic.
Okay. All right. So let's throw it over to DB. DB's not here, so Primo's going to say, time to talk about what we're going to talk about. Today we are going to... Oh, welcome to the show by Dirty Bird. Time to talk about what we're going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about our WWE Backlash reactions. Also, AJ will talk about the Iron Spirit Pro Show this last Saturday. Also, we have a really cool promo school lined up for you, which is we're going to be taking in our Dropkick discussion today. We're going to be talking about Sasha versus Bayley from NXT Takeover Brooklyn in 2015, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then our promo school is actually from Bayley's heel turn right after she slashed the Bayley buddies.
The poor Bayley buddies. I hated those.
Yeah.
The wacky flailing arm inflatable man.
Yeah, wacky waving inflatable flailing arm men.
Two.
I don't even think I fucking got that right. Yeah, I got it wrong.
No, we fucked it up.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about, and let's get to it.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening
to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks. Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right, so we're going to start off with the indie roundup. Go ahead, AJ. That is all you this week, my friend.
So, for the indie roundup, we have one show that I want to talk about just because I was there. So was Dirty, but
you were present.
Yes, I was present. So I would like to speak about that one.
So
and it was,
so
of
their
course, it was the Iron Spirit Pro show here in Bloomington, Illinois, at the Station Saloon in South Bloomington. And first of all, it's a great place. It was outdoors. That's where my sunburn came from. Like we got there at like 10 in the morning. We were working for Logan, as we do, and we were setting up the ring and everything. And it wasn't even that warm. It was like 65 degrees, and I just got fried, which was a lot of fun. So the actual show kicked off at 7 o'clock, and a couple of highlights that I want to talk about. First of all, there is someone that I've never seen before. His name's Ryan Matthews. He took on Angel Escalera, and Ryan Matthews was hilarious. He's like this heel, like smarmy, like wienery heel character, and he was so goddamn funny. Like actually, like had the crowd like we're supposed to boo him, but he was so fun. Like anytime Escalera did anything to him, he'd be like, "No, stop it!" Like it was amazing.
Sounds like Mandark.
Yes, only he was so whiny. It was great. Like at one point, he was like running around, like trying to get away from
That's great.
Escalera. There was a dancing spot. It was fantastic. So if you've never heard of Ryan Matthews before, I highly recommend checking him out. He lost, by the way, which as he should have. Other highlights include 815 versus Technical Difficulties. This was a fantastic match between Technical Difficulties and 815. Gunner Brave still. So it's Dirty's favorite spot too, but it's like after I saw it, it's mine as well. Where Gunner Brave, like one of the guys from Technical Difficulties, was in the middle of the ring, like sitting down, and Gunner Brave like built up like a huge head of steam, like running the ropes back and forth. And he got really fast, and then he would just stop and like put him in a headlock, and it's fucking brilliant. Like that kind of thing is hilarious.
Wrestling,
it's just the best, and so that happened, and 815, of course, got the win. What else do we have? Solomon Tupu was awesome. He took on Sabin Cage and got the wood. No, he lost, actually, I think. I don't remember, but it was awesome. I love Solomon Tupu. He's a good big guy. And then we had one half of the Lowlifes versus Cornboy and Rip Studwell. I'll talk more about Rip Studwell here in a second. So one of the Lowlifes had a knee injury. So I don't know if any of you have ever seen Marvin before. He'll sometimes stand in, and he's like their kind of manager a little bit. And he's just great. Like he's hilarious because he's small and like he's cocky guy. It is awesome. Lowlife's got the win because of this. But actually, I'm going to go through the rest of the card first, and then I want to talk about the thing I want to talk about. We're going to skip to the main event, which was one Mr. Brubaker taking on Dante Leon. Brubaker, of course, is the Iron Spirit Pro champion. Brubaker and Dante Leon is on an undefeated streak. He's been, I think they said 9-0 in Iron Spirit so far, and so it was streak. They were building it as streak versus title, and it was great. Like there were a lot of cool spots. At one point, they left the ring, and there was like this balcony kind of thing overlooking like the ring and like the seating and stuff. And Dante Leon got up onto the balcony and just plastered Brubaker, like completely took him out. I was shocked at the finale though, because Brubaker retained. I think everyone in the crowd, like the crowd was up for this match. Like everyone. Like Dante Leon is over, and everyone was kind of pulling for him, and then Brubaker got the win, which was very, very surprising. But overall, it was a fantastic show. The weather was great. It was so nice to have outdoor wrestling again, because it's been so long since we've done that and not frozen our asses off or anything. But really quick, I do want to talk about Rip Studwell for a moment, because I found out Rip Studwell is an author. I got 2 of his books here, and I'm just going to show it. His name is Daniel Drake. This is one.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. It was fucking awesome. It's called In Worlds Alone is the name of it. It's short stories. I haven't read this one yet because I'm saving it because I'm going to do a full review next podcast. And then he also has a book of poetry right here. This is really good. I did read this one. It's very short, but I mean, it's a book of poetry if you like poetry, which I do. But go find Daniel Drake. Go buy his books. Again, I'll have a full review for this one next week. This one was really good. He's an author, and he's a fucking awesome guy. I have his shirt right over there. I was going to put it on as well, but it's a tank top. I'm like, no one wants to see that probably, so I just left it off. But yeah, go search his name, buy his books. He's a super talented writer, and I'll have a full review of his short story collection next week. And yeah, that's Oh, before I forget, I do want to mention that the next Iron Spirit show is going to be June 3rd, I believe, out at the Corn Crib, which is, for all you marks who aren't from here, it's
me.
It's a minor league baseball team, so it's going to be outside in a stadium. That'll be fucking cool as hell. And then after that, they will be back at the Station Saloon outdoors again on July 16th. Buy tickets. If you want to get tickets through us, let us know, and we'll buy you tickets. Like, we'll send you tickets. Like, just just go to the show. It's awesome. They're always fun. So, yeah, that was the Iron Spirit show. It was great. Can't wait for the next one.
Real quick, who's the illustrator for that one cover? That's pretty cool.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I'm super excited to read this. Like, I was gonna try and do it today, to have it ready for today, but then I got too busy and I fucking failed. So
it's all right.
Yeah, I'm super excited to read this. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah, everyone go buy it.
Forgiven.
Right now. Chip chop chip.
All right, we're gonna get to WWE. We're gonna start off. AJ's going to start off with SmackDown. He's going to kick it over to me with the Backlash results. So, AJ, what do you got for smacking it down, baby?
First of all, I'm not kicking it back to you. You're going to kick it back to yourself. Because
yeah,
I'm
the kicker backer today.
Yes. Today, you are the kicker backer. And smackity down, baby. Okay, so I'm going to do this in Dirty Bird's voice, since these are his notes. Thought it'd be a good idea. So.
The best idea.
Yes. So, now, number one. It's a Go Home SmackDown from Long Island, New... God, he's going to murder me. From Long Island, New York. Charlotte promos lately have involved lots of talk of Ronda's family and baby. Makes me suspicious of a title change. However, this was the best exchange / brawl between the two leading up to Backlash. Keep in mind, this is the Go Home show. Backlash has already happened. Just roll with me here. Up next, we have Gunther versus Drew Gulak, which is fun, kinda. Gunther's going to be a major player soon. I agree. Gunther is, in fact, going to be a major player soon. I like Drew Gulak, too. I don't want to see him get squashed, but whatever. Up next, we have New Day versus Sheamus / Ridge. It was good. Butch returned to help his guys win.
It's good.
It's good. Wasn't Butch like underneath the ring or something like that?
Yeah, he just reappeared.
I wonder how long he'd been under there.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, like a little.
Since
little
he disappeared. Since he had
there.
that temper tantrum a few weeks ago.
Like I love his notes on Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans comes out, waves to the crowd.
I just picture her doing this.
Yeah.
Lordy.
Just came out and hi, and then gone. Ravishing Raquel Rodriguez promo was cool. I agree. It was pretty cool. And then, of course, we have the acknowledged promo that we played at the beginning of the show by RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. Of course, Bloodline comes out to brawl with them as the show goes off. Not the worst go-home show. Not the best.
No, yeah, I mean, at least they sent us off with like what was going to be the main event of the premier live event.
Premier live event.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Okay, we have to switch the acknowledge me with that now. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledged. Oh, acknowledge.
Oh, acknowledge.
Oh, acknowledge. Oh, that really was fucking.
I was really funny.
Yes,
it was really funny.
Which brings us to number 2, WrestleMania Backlash. In Providence.
Yep. WrestleMania Backlash was held in Providence, Rhode Island. Oh, we had Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins in a match where actually I don't know who said what last week. I think Dirty said Cody, and me and you both said Seth. Which we were wrong, and it was but it was schmozzy, so they're gonna have another match.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a clean.
Cody held the tights.
At all. Yeah, which I like the little heel tactic, but at the same time, I don't like the little heel tactic because why are you already using heel tactics?
He was just saying, you can't pull one over on me, Seth. I'll pull it over on you first.
Yeah, I'll pull over your
pants.
Pull your pants over your eyes.
Pull your
jocks.
Your lingerie pants you had on.
They were quite lingerie-y.
You could see his leg skin. It's weird.
Yeah. It was very Butcher or Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Next up, we had Bobby Lashley versus Almost with MVP in his corner. And, of course, as we all predicted, Almost came out with the victory.
I got to be honest, I skipped this match, which will be a theme.
We had this singles match with Edge versus AJ Styles, in which Damian Priest was technically banned from ringside. During the match, however, he did come out, but he made it a point to, he was like, oh, I'm not crossing the line. Like, I'm not touching you, but he's like...
I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I'm not touching you.
So he wasn't technically ringside. He was on the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's right.
And it gave the opportunity for a new member of Judgment Day to appear, which we all saw coming.
Yeah, no one was surprised.
Which was none other than Rhea Ripley.
She looks cool with her new hair.
She look cool.
Yeah,
and
that's very cool.
Instead of the little X on Raw, she did the little scale.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
This match had my wife mad. This next month, it was she was so angry in this I Quit match. The I Quit match. Charlotte Flair defending her championship against Ronda Rousey. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I hated this match.
Me too.
I did. I hated it. I hated it so much.
I was not a fan. And like I said, my wife was like way across the room back there. And when it came to the finish, she was like, oh, fucking come on.
Mrs. Primo showing some fire.
Yeah. She fucking hates Ronda Rousey.
As much as you do?
I wonder where she gets that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mystery. And I like Ronda Rousey, and I did not like this match at all. It was awkward, and
it was.
There's something about Ronda Rousey this time through that is just not working.
It's not clicking with me.
No, me neither. And normally, like last time, I loved her, but this time I was like,
Yeah. So this next match, I'll be honest, I must have been, because I took a shower somewhere in here. This must have been it, because I completely missed this match. Okay. The singles match between Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, in which Madcap won.
Yep. The takeaway from it was that he was like sad Corbin after the match. Apart from that, it was a typical Baron Corbin match.
I did see the highlight where Pat McAfee was just like shitting all over Corbin.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it was hilarious because Pat McAfee is awesome.
Yeah. And then,
but the match itself was meh.
Yeah. I assumed it was going to be meh, and then Madcap is still Madcap, so...
Yeah, it's still Madcap, still with the stupid... I hate Madcap Moss.
Happy versus Mad. Just realized that. All right. So, the 6-man tag team match, which was the main event between the Bloodline, consisting of the Usos and the Tribal Chief, your champions, the tag team champions, and SmackDown champions, that is, and WWE and Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. So, it was it was a match, and
the match itself was
it wasn't
fun.
terrible. Yeah,
no,
it just wasn't what I wanted, and it wasn't what I wanted at all. So I already was going into it with stink face.
Yeah, I would have rather have seen the tag belt unification.
Oh, 100%. I was actually looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was too. And then, I mean, again, this match was fun. It was fun.
They're going to make us wait for that unification match. I get that, so they could put more butts in seats and stuff. But okay,
but still,
yeah. And so
this is stupid. Yeah, it was just stupid.
The Bloodline won.
Yes, they did.
That was that. And that was Backlash. Like,
yeah, it was not eventful.
No,
except for Charlotte, Ronda.
For 6 matches.
Yeah, and only one title defended?
Yes.
Yeah, no IC belt, no
women's...
United States belt.
Yeah, where was the Raw Women's Championship? I guess they did that on Raw, but why didn't they do that at Backlash?
For reasons that will remain,
or the IC belt, or the
United States belt,
which was also defended on Raw. Wait, what technically wasn't, but whatever.
Women's tag team.
Yeah,
so on. I don't know.
Not that any of that would have made the show better, but
no, it would have been just as boring.
Right. This particular Backlash, I gotta say, now honestly, you always know Backlash is just a bunch of rematches from WrestleMania. I mean, hence the name. It's known, so it's never gonna be like a top tier pay-per-view. But
no, but if you split up the triple threat at the end, or the 6-man tag at the end, and make it, even if the belts weren't on the line, like if you make a tag team between Riddle and or RK Bro and the Usos, and then Roman and Drew McIntyre, that makes the card 5 times better right off the bat, just by that little. But throwing them all in one, it's like, all right, cool.
It beefs it up a little bit there. But yeah, I gotta say, after my post match rating for me, I gotta give it like a 2.
I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
I was being generous, just because the last match, it was fun, but it didn't fucking matter, like, at all. Did not care.
All right, so moving on from Backlash, AJ, what do you have for a Monday Night Raw? Or should I say Dirty Bird AJ?
Now we're going to go to the Monday Night Raw after Backlash in Hartford, Connecticut. Kick off the show. RK Bro says they lost the battle, but not the war, and retains the tag titles versus Street Profits.
My favorite thing right now is that your face. You're doing a whole body imitation.
It doesn't even sound like him.
Not at all.
Like, no. Like, I'm doing like a deep, like, old-timey southern accent.
Right. Lots of finger pointing going on.
Dirty Birds is like very subtle North Carolina.
And he has it's very deep draw.
Yes. Anyways, back to Judgment Day. Shows off new acquisition, Rhea Ripley. They also ridicule all the Hartford fans. Edge's new haircut. That looked better. Rhea beats Liv in her debut match as a member of Judgment Day. Then they all destroy AJ and Finn, who got involved later. So I'm guessing AJ and Finn need a third member.
The question mark.
And yes, I agree, they do.
Yeah.
And it should be Shinsuke Nakamura, just so my wrestling boner can last for all time.
That's true. Hey, yes. if Shinsuke comes out and they're just like, that'd be dope. I'm not gonna lie. That would be super dope.
I mean, they are gonna. It's gonna be a girl of some kind. I don't know who.
Well, I guess Asuka. It has to be Asuka. Well,
what about Bayley?
Oh man, I'll talk about this later. But I literally put in my notes that I miss Bayley.
Yeah, I miss Bayley so much. We'll get to her. Oh, it makes me sad. But I'm pulling for Bayley in that. Or, actually, no, just Bayley. I want Bayley in there. Big pop surprise as Alexa Bliss returns as Sonya Deville's mystery opponent. She has her original music and gimmick, but still carries the creepy girl doll. And of course, she beats Sonya with Twisted Bliss.
Twisted Bliss.
In quotation marks. Which is cool. I love Alexa Bliss. I was so glad to see her.
It was really cool. I mean, I was telling my daughter how Alexa Bliss married Ryan Cabrera recently. She did not accept my invitation to be one of my wives.
Second, Mrs. Primo.
Yeah. So.
Which, out of all the people that you could marry, why would you marry Ryan Cabrera, who hasn't been musically relevant in 20 years? If he was even musically relevant in 2002, which I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't care about the music anymore. Maybe he could still sing her lullabies and love songs.
I guess. He has really spiky hair.
He does.
It's all over the place.
Does have really.
It's the spikiest. He looks like he could be a Final Fantasy character. Ezekiel KO feud still going on.
Yeah, KO came out with a wig on. He's like, I'm Kevin's older brother, or something like that. And Ezekiel's just like, oh, okay.
Just completely accepted it. That was good.
Yeah, I love this whole thing because it's funny because they're just keeping it going.
Which, the fact that Elias I didn't expect him to be this good at playing, like, just a affable, being like, yeah, I'm his brother.
Yeah.
Think what you want, but I am. It's great. Up next, Cody gets a shot at the U.S. title against Just Theory, but it is, of course, ruined by Seth Rollins. So, yep, their feud continues.
Just realized I have not been doing sound bites.
No. But that's fine.
Slap on the wrist.
We're our own sound bites today.
That's right.
Exemplified right now. Almost and Lashley next week in the steel cage match. LOL.
LOL.
Why are they doing this again? Why? I don't understand.
I want to see, because I always remember Bobby Lashley like flying through a steel cage. Have you ever seen that where he cross-bodied it and the whole steel cage wall came down? I think it was against Umaga.
I think it was too, actually. And yes, it was really cool.
So yeah, that is something that I want to happen. So they're big dudes. So
these two are just gonna fight for the next 3 months, I feel like, and have their blow off at SummerSlam. Which by that point it's gonna be it's already overplayed, and by then it's just gonna be atrocious. So yeah, in the main event, Becky interferes in the Asuka. Becky interferes in the Asuka versus Bianca Belair match.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I love his note here. And he's yapping her praises as the show goes off.
That's good.
That's fantastic. Yapping. I love the word yapping. Yapping her praises.
Flapping her gums.
I like this because I love Asuka. I love Becky. Belair's whatever. It's fine. But yeah, this is a pretty good match, pretty good segment.
Yeah. And
that is how Raw ends. Thank you, right. DB, for those notes.
All right, DB, time to go over WWE NXT, baby. So, Joe Gacy left Braun in the wilderness after spring breaking, apparently,
that's a bad
as
name.
we see in the video. Gacy cuts promo that he will continue the path of change and will punish those who resist him. So, this promo that he cuts, he has two dudes behind him. They're in the Druid outfit, like we mentioned last week during Spring Breakin'. And,
Spring Breakin'!
Which is you're right, that's a stupid fucking name.
It's the goddamn worst.
But he's like, they have come to accept the change. They have decided to follow my movement. But we never see who they are. They never tell us that. They just stay with their hoods on and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It's fine.
Roderick Strong inducts new Diamond Mine member, Damon Kemp, University of Minnesota athlete. So This is a segment backstage where Roddy Strong is talking to Creed Brothers, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go fight the Viking Raiders next week, and we don't want any help. We want to do it right." And so Roderick Strong says, "Well, I got a new member of Diamond Mine here, and he's from Minnesota. I'm from Wisconsin. That basically makes us brothers." I'm like, "What?"
No, that's not true at all.
No. So
two different states.
Alba Fire, formerly known as Kaylee Ray, makes her debut as Alba Fire with her super red hair and her red baseball bat and all the flames.
Yeah, just all the red, all the flames.
Yep.
Because her name is Fire. It's spelled with the Y, though.
Fire. And Albus Dumbledore Fire. Tony D'Angelo and his goons kidnapped Raul Mendoza. More gangster mob stuff. So that's true because Gato del Fantasma was backstage giving an interview. Then Escobar's like, or as Dirty calls him, Pablo Escobar.
Yep, Pablo.
He's like, he throws Raul the keys, like, go start up the Escalade or whatever. So he goes outside and then gets jumped by D'Angelo and his goons. They kidnap him. Later on, after Escobar and fucking Wild figure out what happened, he calls up Tony D'Angelo, and his goons are sitting there counting money. I'm like, what are you counting money for? You're not. Yeah,
where did this money come from?
You're not drug running or anything of that sort. That would be illegal. And we don't promote that in this family-friendly WWE.
No.
So you're just counting your paycheck money, I guess. But anyway, it's a whole thing. They're really doing the whole mob boss Don thing here.
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not too sold on it.
No, I'm bored with it. I think it's stupid. I think just stop.
They have two advances in the women's breakout tournament that started. One of them was Nikita Lyons.
Yep.
And we had Grayson Walla, and Tiffany Stratton losing to Saray and Andre Chase.
What we have right now is a teachable moment.
And what's funny about that is earlier in the night, Saray was speaking in Japanese. And she said this. She said, "That's a teachable moment" in Japanese. And
in Japanese?
Subtitles up on the screen. And in the main event, we had Natty defeating Cora Jade by sharpshooter to win.
Good for Natty.
As they closed the show, they shook hands. Natty was like, "Pat, pat, pat." Good little girl.
Hello.
So, that was a WWE. Primo, let's move on to what you have on Impact. Okay, Primo. So, this is the Impact Under Siege Go Home show, which Under Siege was this past Saturday.
Yeah.
This is basically a lot of precursor matchups that, like, not the complete matches that are at Under Siege, but, like, this person's in the match, blah, blah, blah. Precursor matchups. You know what I mean. And promos ahead of their actual matchups on Saturday. But also, cool things that happened here. They had a tables match between Brian Myers and W. Morrissey, where W. Morrissey was the winner. And the main event was a Monsters Ball match, which is one of my favorite gimmicks of Impact TNA ever. Monsters Ball match between PCO and Jonah. That PCO ended up winning after hitting Jonah with a sledgehammer and knocking him off of the top rope through a table on the outside. And I said, that's how you get people hyped to come want to watch your pay-per-view event the next day or the weekend.
Agreed.
You know, you send them home with some happy matches there that get them excited.
I was excited.
Then you have Impact Under Siege results on Saturday. We had Heath and Rhino defeating Raj Singh and Shira. Rich Swann defeated Laredo Kid and Speedball Mike Bayley in a three-way dance.
A three-way.
That's right. Giselle Shaw defeated Madison Rain. Chris Sabin defeated Steve Macklin. AAA Reina de Reinas champion Taya Valkyrie retained against Diana Purrazzo, excuse me.
Diana.
We had two returns during Under Siege. One of them was Mia Yim. And then I'll talk about the other one here in a minute. But first we had the X Division Championship on the line as Ace Austin retained against Trey Miguel. On No More defeated Bullet Club. The Knockouts Championship between Tasha Steelz as she retained against Havoc. Impact World Tag Team Championship match. The Briscoes defeated Violent by Design to become your Impact World Tag Team Champions.
Loved it.
Then we had, before the main event, Moose come out and say, basically, Josh Alexander had 6 months to prepare for his rematch, and Moose had 5 days. Which is
not the worst point I've ever heard.
It's a legitimate point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm going to hold the show hostage, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, we get a video, which we've kind of seen little snippets of on Impact. And it says Sami Callihan. And Sami Callihan, the lights go out, lights come back on. Sami Callihan standing there with the bat and proceeds to fuck up Moose.
How awesome was Sami?
Super
I'm
awesome.
I'm sad that DB's not here right now.
Exactly.
He would be just nerd bonering all over the place.
I share the same sentiment. I wish DB was here so we can all be excited together for Sami Callihan. It's one of his favorites.
That was awesome. Like I didn't realize how much I missed Sami Callihan until he was there, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like I think I did that. I was like a Muppet.
That's what you did when you saw it.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, after that, you actually had the Impact World Championship in the main event as Josh Alexander retained against Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
It was way better than Backlash.
I would say so.
Yeah, like way, way better.
So NWA Power, here's just a couple points from NWA Power on Tuesday, which was last night. Matt Taven cuts a promo. You remember last week he cut a promo saying he was going to go after the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, 10 pounds of gold. Well, this week he made it clear he wants to win the tag titles with Mike Bennett, but he also has his sights set on the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Busy boy.
He's being greedy.
He is.
So
being greedy.
Matt Taven defeated Judas via disqualification. Gags the Gimp and Sal Lapal helped Judas beat Taven up after the bout, but the Briscoes made the save. The Pope cut a promo and expressed his desire to discuss Trevor Murdoch's recent behavior with the former champion next week. He noted they both had a bad luck lately as they both lost their title matches against Matt Cardona. So I don't know if it's going to be like, hey, get your shit together, or hey, we've both been down our luck, let's kind of work together.
I'm going to go with the second one.
Yeah, me too.
It's a better one anyways.
And then the main events, we had Nick Aldis and the Commonwealth Connection, otherwise known as Harry Smith and Doug Williams, defeated Matt Cardona and the Cardonas, which are also known as Mike Knox and VSK, with Chelsea Green.
Mike Knox.
Yeah.
I hate Mike Knox.
Mike Knox. I don't like him because he used to cover up Kelly Kelly.
Exactly. And he always did weird things with his arms. It was fucking weird.
I did like his Carney gimmick, though, in TNA. That was cool.
That was pretty funny.
All right.
Fucking Mike Knox.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Fucking Mike Knox.
Yeah, he's the fucking worst. I just got needlessly angry over Mike Knox.
Well, AJ, let's talk about what happened in AEW, shall we?
We shall. Let's quickly go over this as I spit all over my computer. That seems fine. First thing I want to talk about is Bobby Fish versus Jeff Hardy in the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament qualifier. First of all, they make mention that Jeff Hardy early in his career actually fought Owen Hart, which I thought was pretty cool.
Indeed.
That they actually brought that up. I was like, very cool. And then I'm really, really sorry to say this, but this was a bad match. Like Jeff Hardy was not on tonight. And not tonight, but last week. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just a clash of the styles because, Bobby Fish is all blah, blah, blah. And Jeff Hardy is not that, but I don't know. Like, I'm hoping it'll get better because I like Jeff Hardy a lot. But yeah, it wasn't a good match.
Yeah, I agree. It was not the best match.
I still liked it. Jeff Hardy got the win.
I mean, yeah, I'm a mark for Jeff Hardy, so I'm gonna like it no matter what. But I can agree whenever something isn't as good as it could be.
Yeah, something was definitely off.
Yeah.
Up next, I will briefly talk about the Butcher the Blade and Angelico versus the Blackpool Combat Clubs because I love them. They got the win.
All coming out in separate entrances still.
Yep, but I think that eventually they'll start coming out together. Or not. I don't know. I kind of hope they do because Dynamite isn't a 3-hour show.
I like the way that you know that Moxley's in the Blackpool Combat Club is because he wears a Blackpool Combat Club hoodie.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I also like that. And I want one. So I will be getting one.
Oh, yeah. They are cool. I like Yuta's pants. They're like blood all over them.
Yeah, I think they're cool looking.
Yeah.
I would expect their gear, since they're named like the Blackpool Combat Club, to be like more like soccer hooligan kind of. I don't know why I expected that, but
because they're a club.
Yeah, but no, it's very cool, and I love William Regal. William Regal is doing just amazing things. He's fantastic.
It was his birthday yesterday.
His birthday was yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just know that? Do you have that marked on a calendar?
It's up here. William Regal.
Like you have a countdown.
May 10th.
William Regal's birthday?
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Up next, Wardlow. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because MJF had a mystery opponent for him. And who was it? Who called this? Was it you or Dirty that called this?
Dirty, but I was very excited to see it.
Yes. Morrissey,
yeah,
a.k.a. Big Cass. He looks shredded, by the way. Just absolutely shredded. And he has for a while.
How are you like legit that tall, that huge, and have like a freaking is six pack like so shredded like that?
I don't know. It's weird. I like that afterward because Morrissey, he loses the match, which everyone knew that was coming. But then afterwards, I like how you could tell that he wanted nothing to do with MJF. He was just there on like a business sense.
It's business.
So and he's just gotta go. I like that little bit. Also, I hated the crowd when they chatted for Enzo. Absolutely hated it. Fuck off, crowd. You're incorrect. You dicks. Up next, Hangman Adam Page promo, which is my favorite Hangman Page promo yet. He was very heelish. He's very cocky. Because normally he's like, "Oh, shucks, cowboy shit."
This time he's like, "I'm gonna talk shit about CM Punk. He's not here."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna murder CM Punk and cowboy shit instead of cowboy shit." I don't know. I want him to drop the belt. I'm over Adam Page. I really am. Like, I get that he's likable, but I'm done with him. But it was a really good promo. Skipping Santana versus Jericho. We have an appearance of the Griff Wagon. I always have to mention it, even though it meant absolutely nothing. He was there. Yep. That's the thing. That's all I got, really.
I like how they were trying to get her Julia Hart to hit him with the steel chair at the end.
Oh, yeah, and she wouldn't do it?
Yeah. But you thought for a second she might, but not yet.
I was like, fucking hit him.
Yeah, I'm like, do it.
Look at him.
Do it.
Look at his stupid face. Look at his dumb hair. Hit him.
Yeah, do it.
She wouldn't do it yet, so she's not quite in the House of Black, but she will be. I also didn't know that Brian Pillman Jr., I didn't realize that Brian Pillman was roommates with John Harbaugh, who's the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, they said that, which is really cool.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Very weird factoid.
Yes, it is. Finally, we had in what they're calling the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Championship was at stake as Deonna Purrazzo goes up against Mercedes Martinez to kind of, because one's the women's champ, one's the interim women's champ. And I got to tell you, I didn't want Martinez to win this. But it was a cool ending. She got Purrazzo to tap out, but I wanted Deonna to Purrazzo to win.
Here's why I think Martinez won.
Yeah.
She is an AEW star, right? She's actually on the roster. Deanna is an Impact roster person.
This is true. But still, Deanna Purrazzo is better.
I mean, I agree.
Like in every way. Like, I want to see Deanna Purrazzo more than I want to see Martinez. Bang, bang!
But, is that a mean bean?
This is a Monster Ultra Gold.
Oh, Ultra Gold. I like the Mean Bean coffee ones. I like all the Ultras, but the Mean Bean coffee one's pretty good too.
I know. I looked for that and they didn't have it. Also, I bought a Rowdy for Dirty on Saturday.
I saw the cotton candy one.
Cotton candy.
Circus in your mouth.
He refused to drink it. I was like, why? He's like, because I don't want to barf on the tilt-a-whirl. I'm like, all right, that's fair.
Well, there you go. And
it just sat there and like festered all night. So that is what I have for is the Dynamites. This episode of Rampage, it was fine. Toni Storm, Ruby Soho got a win over Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, which it's weird seeing Britt Baker lose, but it's fine. Hook beat JD Drake, but the important part of this was Danhausen. I just want to see him do more things. Yes. Danhausen gave Hook a bag of chips, which was fucking awesome. And then asked him to be in his ring or in his corner. It's fucking awesome.
He's just like, will you be my friend?
Yeah, basically that's what it was.
Yeah.
Up next in another Owen Hart Foundation Women's Qualifier match, we have the return of Riho versus Yuka Sakazaki. There we go. I don't know why it took me like 8 times to say that. Riho got the win because, you know, she's back and she's just awesome. And I don't know what else even happened on this episode.
I don't know because
this is kind of not eventful.
I don't know why, but my DVR did not record it. Was it at a different time?
Yeah, it might have been because of basketball. Okay. Actually, yes, it was because of basketball.
So yeah.
Takeshita fought Jay Lethal. That was the thing that happened. Jay Lethal got the win. There's a thing with Orange Cassidy, which I avoided because, like we talked about last week, I'm just over Orange Cassidy.
Michael is right.
God, that son of a bitch. I don't want to admit it, but yeah, he's kind of right. I'm just over it. And that was AEW for the week. Ta-da!
All right, so that is this week's wrestling recap.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers. This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Space Jesus Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks Podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks Podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks Podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks Podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks Podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
I just want to point out,
DD.
She definitely says DD, yeah.
Yeah, she says DD. Yeah, she does.
100%.
Which is fine. We can fludge it.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So this week's Dropkick Discussion, as mentioned earlier in the pod, we are still in May, so it's still the famous women's matches. This week we are talking about Sasha versus Bayley at NXT Takeover 2015. That was held on August 22nd, 2015 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, with over 15,000 people in attendance. Now to get started, this match is introduced by Stephanie McMahon. She talks about the Divas Revolution, how it all started right here on NXT. She introduced the NXT Women's Champion, the Boss Sasha Banks, and the Ultimate Underdog and #1 contender Bayley. At this time, if you remember back in 2015 and before, Bayley was, as we mentioned, she had the wacky waving inflatable flailing arm men, and she had all the hugs and the headbands and the slap bracelets, and so that was her gimmick at the time. Then they play a video package that is played of the other 3 members of the 4 Horsewomen, which, if you don't know, the 4 Horsewomen are Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, and Sasha. Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky were all called up to the main roster and left Bayley behind. The video package shows Bayley's rise back to the #1 contendership to face Sasha. So that's everything up into the entrance. What do you have up so far, AJ?
So I hated that Stephanie McMahon had any part of this. I really did, because these 4, like you talked about them, the 4 Horsewomen, Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, and Sasha, are responsible for
100%.
Anything that WWE Women's Division has become. It's because of those 4. And you can throw Asuka in there as well. But Stephanie McMahon being out there, like, she didn't take credit for it, but she was like, this is what we have done. But it's like, Stephanie, shut the fuck up. You didn't do a goddamn thing. Just stop. Stop it and stop it.
Right.
So that made me angry.
Big Tits McGee by Jericho, like, in 2000.
Yeah. I mean, she did, like, have a more obvious boob job. Not that there's anything wrong with boob jobs. I'm just saying, like, don't be comical about it. But yeah, fuck off, Stephanie McMahon. I hated it. I hated that she did that.
All right.
And that's what I got.
That's what you got. All right, so
the lead up.
Yeah, the lead up. So the entrance and beginning here. This is what I wrote anyway. This is back when Bayley was a hugger and had an awesome outfit, by the way, and came out with the wacky waving inflatable flailing arm tube men, and would give fans slap bracelets. I always liked how her outfits had a Randy Savage vibe to them. She's also wearing a polka dot headband and wristbands in this particular match because she's honoring Dusty Rhodes, who had just passed away 2 months prior.
Yep.
Sasha Banks arrives in an Escalade flanked by her personal security, as a boss should. Sasha's entrance is so good, it hasn't changed barely at all in 7 years, besides adding Snoop Dogg to her music. Which I agree. Yeah. I mean, hey, if it's that good, because, you know, her WrestleMania entrances, when she, like, leans over and does the ring thing, and there's fireworks going, that's good. I can't.
It is. I
can't
agree.
argue that. So why change it? So
don't.
Bayley starts off on fire, attacking Sasha as soon as the bell rings. She hits a springboard elbow drop on Sasha while she was hung up in the trio woe. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The crowd is absolutely on fire for this match. Like,
yes.
Yeah, they just love it. They don't even know how many "This is awesome's" that chants they got. Bayley with so Sami Zayn used to do this thing where he would dive under the rope going through the corner.
Yeah, the corner
to do a drop to do a DDT. Well, Bayley did it, except she did a drop kick.
Yep.
Thought that was pretty cool. Sasha goes for a superplex on Bayley, but Bayley is able to fight it off until Sasha hits her with a vicious kick to the knee, sending Bayley tumbling down to the ringside. Now Sasha ends up having the advantage and proceeds to punish Bayley and make fun of her at the same time. On the third attempt, Sasha is finally able to land the double knees to Bayley while she's trapped on the ropes. She does this double knees move is the one I'm talking about, where she would lay him horizontal and then just like shank him with her knees right in the midsection.
Right in the old bread basket.
Yeah. Yeah. Come back, please. What are you doing? So, Sasha.
I'm trying to see if it'll happen to me.
Why did I get blurry again?
Look, you're blurry again.
There we go. All right. Nobody, the people that listen to this are gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. What are those idiots talking about?
So Sasha unwraps Bayley's hand wrap that is protecting her recently healed broken hand and goes on the attack, targeting said hand. She traps the hand and still steps and Spartan kicks it, leaving Bayley down at ringside before Sasha is able to hit an over-the-top rope senton over the referee. Thought it was pretty cool. This is about halfway through the match. What do you have so far, AJ?
So I love when Sami Zayn does the, like you said, the dive through the corner of the ropes into the DDT, and when Bayley did it, I was like, "Fuck yes, that's fucking awesome." I love their entrances, and you're right about Sasha Banks's entrance. Okay, so this is like when I had a gigantic like wrestling crush on Bayley. I loved Bayley so much. I still do. I think she's fucking one of the hottest performers on the card. But so I had like a huge crush on Bayley, and I always hated her entrance, like with all the like hugs and fucking.
Oh yeah,
the wacky waving inflatable arm waving inflatable tube man. Like it's so stupid. I did like the polka dots though. I thought that was awesome because of Dusty. But yeah, the springboard was cool, and like I was just the first time I saw this, I remember how much I loved this card up until this point because this was not the main event. It was the second.
Yeah, it was the co-main.
Okay. And so I loved this show. I remember how much I loved this show. So I was already like super hyped for this match. And I hated Sasha Banks, as you're supposed to hate Sasha Banks.
Right.
She's still one of the best heels. Like, I don't know why they try to make her face. She's such a good heel.
She literally has one of those, that show Evil that they're in. She has her own episode.
As she should.
Yeah.
And never be a face. Always be a heel. She's the best heel. So that's what I had coming up. So Thor. I did like the Spartan kick too. That was awesome.
Yeah. So after she does that over the top rope senton, the momentum shifts though, because Bayley is able to counter Sasha and launch her to the floor once they get back inside, do a little fighting, little fisticuffs.
Little fisticuffs.
Bayley starts charging up and hitting them double axe handles, followed up by a suplex into the corner. Yeah, because she was doing the double X handles, running, it was a cool thing. I was like, I know Dirty, if he was watching this like he was supposed to, he would have enjoyed this.
Yes, he would have. And probably did.
Sasha's able to recover and counter into the bank statement until Bayley manages to reverse into her own crossface, but Sasha is able to get to the ropes. Bayley hits the Bayley to belly, but Sasha's able to kick out. Then Sasha hits the Meteora from the top rope, and Bayley kicks out. Bayley then goes and hits a reverse Frankensteiner on Sasha, then quickly follows that up with the Bayley to belly for the victory as the crowd goes wild for the new NXT Women's Champion. After the match there, everyone's crying and cheering. Becky and Charlotte even come out to celebrate, and all four horsewomen, as you see here. This is the exact match.
Yep.
All four horsewomen came out to celebrate and embraced afterwards. They even brought Sasha back, and she dropped the gimmick for 5 seconds so that they could all, love each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the finish, and that's the aftermath. What do you got on that, AJ?
So first, when Sasha applied the bank statement and Bayley reversed it into a bank statement,
right?
I love that spot. I thought that was great. I always thought that the Bayley to belly suplex was the dumbest finisher ever. But the first time she hit it, I was like, blah, it's over. Blah. But it's a stupid it's a belly to belly suplex. Like it's not a finishing move. Just because you put your name in the move.
I think it's clever.
I mean, as a setup move, sure. Like,
yeah.
Or that's your own particular brand of belly to belly, but it's not like a belly to belly suplex is a devastating move.
Oh yeah, it's definitely just a generic belly to belly. Like,
yeah, but her name's Bayley, so it's a finishing move. Stupid. So the top rope, poison Hurricane Rana thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say before we get to our rating for the match at the end, this is my favorite spot in a women's match of all time.
It's a good setup to the finish, for sure.
Number one spot. And yeah, then the finish was amazing. Again, wish it was something a little more devastating than belly to belly suplex. And then of course I loved the feel good spot at the end. The Christmas time, everyone goes home happy.
Yeah.
All the horsewomen come out and they celebrate.
Look at these two smiling. You can't see.
Yeah, look at them go. Yeah, that I can't point, but yeah.
Meanwhile, Bayley and Sasha look exhausted.
Yes, as they should. They just put on a 22-minute fucking clinic.
So, on our Smelly Mark scale, AJ, how many marks out of the Smelly Marks out of 10 do you give this?
So, I already mentioned that spot is my favorite spot in any women's match ever. This is actually also my favorite women's match of all time. I love this match so much. I think it has all the elements of being like a textbook. Every wrestler who wants, not just female, but every wrestler should watch this match for storytelling, for how to be an underdog, to how to be a dick face heel, to building and building and building up to that fucking poison Frankensteiner or whatever the fuck you want to call it. All that being said, nothing is perfect, so I give this a 9.5 smelly, disgusting marks out of 10 marks.
All right, so I'm up there with you. Actually, for me, this was peak NXT, and the crowd was on fire. Sasha and Bayley had an amazing match. This is NXT at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, with over 15,000 people in attendance. They're going nuts for this women match. I don't even know how they had. I think it was Finn and Kevin Owens in the main event.
Main event was Finn and Kevin Owens.
So they had to have been drained by the time they got there.
Yeah. How do you follow this match?
Right. So,
I mean, they did, obviously. It was Finn
clearly,
and Kevin Owens.
Yeah. But it's this was great. I really loved it. They did put on quite the clinic as far as what, heel, babyface, all kinds of spots. It was great. I have to agree. I gave it 9 smelly marks out of 10.
Yeah, it's a great match. Go watch. It's a staple match. Go watch it. I'm gonna do Dirty's rating really quick. This match didn't have Charlotte, and Becky was around.
She showed up at the end, though.
Yeah, then I'll give the end an 8. The rest I'll give a 4.
A 4. Oh, Becky was there too.
Yeah, she dropped down a couple. Might be a point or 2. He's gonna beat the fuck out of me next time I see him.
Oh man! Also, I did put as a side note, this match really made me miss Bayley.
Yeah, a lot. That's why. When I was thinking of third members for the AJ Finn faction, I was like Bayley, because I had Bayley on the brain because of this match.
Right.
I do miss Bayley a lot. Heel Bayley, face Bayley, doesn't matter. She's awesome.
All right, so that's our Dropkick discussion of the week. Now, let's get to those MMA, UFC picks from over the weekend.
Ooh.
AJ, you picked the main event of this past Saturday. It was Charles Oliveira, the champion, versus the number 1 contender, Justin Gaethje. And you chose Charles Oliveira, the champion, to retain.
I did.
And, well, your record currently is 46-42. And you will be moving on 47-42, my friend.
Yes! That is 7 in a row, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
Sure
7 in a row. Look at me go. Pretty soon I'm going to take over Primo's picks.
Well, Primo, for your pick, that gambler's pick of the week, Primo, you had chosen Rose Namajunas, Thug Rose Namajunas, to defend and retain her strawweight title against Carla Esparza. Well, unfortunately, Primo...
Oh, no.
Thug Rose lost in a snooze fest. So, Primo, you will be moving to a 11-9 record. Still a winning record, but you're getting close to 50.
Wait, define snooze fest. Why was it so
Oh my gosh, dude. It was so bad the commentators were talking shit. They were like, how we don't even know how to score this because nothing has happened.
Wait, it was that bad?
Yes. It was 25 minutes of are they going to fight?
That sounds amazing.
I think there was 3 whole takedowns. Yeah. It was not the best. And you can't be mad, like if you're Rose for losing your title, because what the fuck were you doing? you basically, because Carla Esparza is going off to get married or whatever, so she basically gave her a wedding gift, didn't beat up her face for her wedding pictures, and gave her a title to go with it. So it's like, man, I just feel okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox here, but I will say Rose Namajunas, if she would have gotten there, applied pressure, she was way better on the stand-up game. She was not hitting her with jabs when she wanted to, but it's like she was barely doing it. So it's like
she felt no need to.
Right.
Like she got bored with it.
Like, get in there and whip her ass and you would have won.
By the way, I just want to point out really quick that your winning percentage right now is sitting at 55%. Ugh. You want to know what mine is? You want to know?
Oh, no. Let's hear it.
53%.
Oh, you're closing.
I am right behind you, buddy.
You are closing.
Yeah. Pure luck picks. It's the way to go.
Yeah, I need to stop going with like my heart and my head.
Yeah, just randomly pick.
Just pick because their name sounds weird.
Yes, pick on who you think has the funnier last name.
So, all right, that was the MMA picks this week. Let's see. What do we have UFC this weekend? I'm not doing a very good job of being DB right now. UFC this weekend.
Do we have like a clip or something we can play right now?
Yeah, okay, we do. All right, we have... This is a shitty card. We're not doing this. All right, we'll do it next week. We'll return to the MMA picks next week whenever the card is better. So, moving on to promo school. This is, like I mentioned before, we were just talking about Bayley, how she was happy-go-lucky, she's fan favorite, the hugger, the role model to the kids, the slap bracelets, the side pony, everything. This is her heel turn. In her first, she's on Ms. TV here, and she gives her reasoning as to why she had taken a sword and like sliced up all the Bayley buddies.
The Bayley buddies.
And it cracks me up because here at the very beginning, she botches Bayley buddies.
Oh yeah, she did.
You think I slashed the Bayley bellies to be relevant? That is not why I slashed those Bayley buddies, those stupid Bayley buddies. I slashed those Bayley buddies because that has defined me my entire career. It is how they saw me. They saw me fun and colorful, something to put a smile on their face. But what about me, Miz? Every single week I gave and I gave and I gave headbands, high fives, hugs. And all they did was take. But they didn't see who I was and what I was trying to be, a role model and a hero to make a better future and change the world. The night I first won the SmackDown Women's Championship, I said I was going to elevate the division, and I did exactly that. And at Hell in a Cell, when I lost my title, I was heartbroken, I was in pain, and I was crying. And was anyone there for me? Was anyone there to hug me? No. I have put myself second my entire career to be a role model for their children. And when I needed them most, where were they? They destroyed me. But like the role model that I am, I picked myself up and I won my title back. But again, when I walked to that locker room, do you think that there was anybody waiting there to congratulate me, to give me a big hug? No. You know, I used to think that this division lacked opportunity, but this division is lazy. This division lacks desire and lacks passion. And I used to be there. I used to try to be what they wanted me to be. But the truth is, I have outgrown them.
That's my favorite part.
What, the booze?
So do you guys want some inspiration? Life sucks, and then you die.
That's great. That was Bayley after she cut her hair. She was wearing black eye makeup. I'm not sure what it's called. Eyeshadow.
Eye stuff. She's so hot.
So yeah, that is promo school this week. We are getting close to the end of the show.
Look at us go. See,
so
we can do it without you.
We're doing good. We're doing good here. So as DB would say, AJ, time to close the show.
Let's see. You can get. Where are we? How do we close the show?
I just want to say we have the worst DB impressions, both of us.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Like, we apologize profusely. DB, please don't fire us. We apologize so much. How do we close the show? Oh, next week. No, where can you? No, you do next week. Where can you get us in your faces? We record every Wednesday on YouTube. It changed up a little bit this week, but we'll be back on regular YouTube channel next week, starting around between 6:30 and 7, somewhere around there, Central Standard Time. You can also get us in your faces from any podcast service that you prefer: Spotify, Apple, Google. We are also live every Friday before the
number one.
Very good. Thomas Bryce Show every Friday on SportzWire Online Radio. We also have merch. Go buy our merch. Oh, also soon to be new merch. Not yet, but soon. At tpublic.com/stores/SitDownMarks. That site again is tpublic.com/stores/SitDownMarks, where you can buy t-shirts, sweatshirts, baby clothes, notebooks, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. Just go shop around, see what you can find.
All right, Primo. Let's get our preview of next week. Why am I getting blurry again?
You're blurry again. Wait, back up a little bit. Nope, not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. It makes no sense.
All right, Primo, give us a preview of next week. All right, so next week, DB returns next week, and also Michael returns as we have our squared circle questions. Number one contendership to see who is going to face Dirty Bird at Hell in a Cell. Also, Heck in a Sec. Also, we continue our women's matches with...
Why was there a question mark after Heck in a Sec?
We continue our women...
Heck in a Sec.
We continue our women's matches with Trish versus Lita on Raw from December 6, 2004, and much, much more. All right, AJ, do you have any last notes before we go home here? Heck in a Sec.
Heck in a Sec.
Acknowledge.
Nope, I got nothing. Oh, amazing. That was amazing. Nope, I got nothing else.
So we are going to be in, the Sit Down Marks are going to be in Cape Girardeau at CCW on May 28th. Once again, on May 28th, we will be in Cape Girardeau at CCW. Be there or don't, and you don't get to see us. Be that way.
Yeah, if you live in like Idaho, going to be a long trek for you to get to Indiana.
That's right. But you should still try to do it, so.
Wait, is that where it is? In Indiana? I don't even know where it came from.
I'm pretty sure it's in Missouri.
Yeah, I know. Who said I didn't know?
Or as my father-in-law says, Missouri.
Missouri?
Yeah.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I recognize Missouri.
All right, AJ. Go ahead. Send him home. Close the show. Let's get out of here.
I almost did it as... Oh, fuck it. I'm going to do it as DB. Ready? Grab them...
Grab them caucus.
Grab them carks.
So you think DB actually bought that underwear?
I hope so. He needs to.
He probably is using it for his swimming lesson.
Thump underwear at his daughter's swim meet.